Basically, she went to the telly and went, I'm so psychic, I'm shit at being a psychic. You know what I mean? I'm too psychic for my own good, that's my problem, you know what I mean? That's not her laugh. Oh, I love that kind of stuff, like whatever. But all of the kind of nonsense of all the fairy tales, homeopathy, chiropractic, all of this kind of stuff, like whatever, ridiculous. And they make billions every year. The wellness industry, you know. If you're not sick, you've got wellness, right? Oh, sure, we all like to talk to somebody and have a bit of a rub, but that doesn't mean you're any better or worse off after. Ridiculous stuff. Nutrition. Oh, I've spoken about this before. Here's my favorite little fact. If anyone describes this ever to you as a nutritionist, just be slightly wary, right? What they're saying may be perfectly true, but nutritionist isn't a protected term. Anyone can call themselves a nutritionist, right? Dietitian is the legally protected term, right? Dietitian is like dentist, and nutritionist is like toothologist. I mean, I could call myself a nutritionist, and I'd be a phenomenally popular nutritionist. People would come from miles around. I'd be going, listen, you look fantastic. Let's have a pint. Come on. You fat bastard, I'll wrestle you, right? It's ridiculous, and it is just, even though there's loads of evidence for these kind of stuff, we still on some level would sooner believe the story that our mother tells us about a woman she knew who had a headache, and then she rubbed a cat on the side of her head, and the headache was gone the next day, right? And we'll even take some things for granted about our own health. There's a thing on the cover of the London Evening Standard. The London Evening Standard, during the year, had this thing where it said 10 symptoms you should not ignore. And you read that and you're thinking, right, this is going to be something which I've had for a while, but it's been low level and I've never done anything about it, but it hasn't gone away and maybe I should get that checked out. That's what you presume it is, you know what I mean? And like, oh, that pain in my arm is still there. I can't seem to clear that chesty cough. The first 3 symptoms you should not ignore were rectal bleeding, loss of height, and sudden blindness. Who ignores sudden blindness? Who sits in the office at lunchtime going, oh, who turned out the lights? Oh, I know, I can't see a thing, it's awful, I'm no use to anyone today. Here, I'll answer phones. That's all I can do, that's all I'll be good for today. Oh, don't make a fuss. And by the way, I wouldn't dream of lecturing you on how to live your life. I wouldn't dream of lecturing you about health. That would be arrogant of me, like it's arrogant of these people. Like, look at me, I'm a big guy, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm no model for anyone when it comes to health. I winter well, as we say, euphemistically. And I know this, it gets reflected to me in weird ways. We went to buy a car during the year. Myself and the wife went to buy a car, and we're sitting in the garage, and on the garage forecourt, they had a little 2-seater sports car, and I said, listen, I know we're not going to buy, can I just sit in it? Because I've always wanted one, can I just sit in it? She goes, all right, you can. And I sat in the little 2-seater sports car, and I just looked at her and went, how do I look? She goes, you look like Noddy. I went into Harvey Nicks like a fool. I went into Harvey Nicks, right? And I was sitting in Harvey Nicks and I saw this in the menswear department, a little jacket, and I thought, this is quite nice. And I went to the guy on the counter and said, I'm sorry, would you have this in my... Which is as far as I got before a hand shot up to my mouth and he went, don't say another word, just get out. Just get out now. We've nothing for you here. Just leave now, Shrek, before I light a torch and chase you out of the building. What? For you, that? I'd have to sell you 7 of them and stitch them together into some sort of pelt that you could wrap around yourself in your cave for the winter. Get out, you're blocking the light to the shop. Get out. And I've tried the gym. Jesus, I've tried the gym. I just couldn't take the amount of holding. They're obsessed in the gym with getting it to hold thing. In the real world, I pick up heavy thing, I know where it's going, and I bring it there immediately. I don't stand around counting to 10 with the heavy thing in my hand. I don't want to be a removals man for an indecisive client. Going, ooh, piano there, I can't decide. And I'm there going, that's okay, I trained for just such a situation. And the day 2 pain of the gym, when you go back to the gym and you're in agony and every bit of you is in pain. And the gym guy, you go up to him and go, why am I in so much pain? And he goes, that's because you're using muscles you haven't used in years. And you look at him and go, why the fuck are we wasting our time with those muscles? Clearly, I don't need them. Market forces have driven them to waste away. Let them die. Just give me one big one on each leg and a couple in the arms. That's all I need. But no, I spend hours skiing. That's all they make me do, ski, like I'm moving to the Arctic at some stage. And you're on that machine praying for snow, dreaming of snow, going someday the snow will come and then they'll need me. I'll be the one who's trained to get help on that day. I'll be the one they need to go over the glacier and rescue everyone else in the gym, not you, rowing machine man. You're feck all used to us that day. I'm sorry, I get very angry towards the end of that bit. Listen, you're a really good crowd, like whatever. There's some crowds you kind of have to work and kind of meld them together, like whatever. But you're there already, right? Now, hey. Please, I don't want you to take that like that's not meant some fucking shitty, showbizy, hey, you're a great crowd kind of a way, right? It's just to indicate that I judge you as much as you judge me. So we just go, we're equal there, right? Right? No, because there were gigs you do. I did a nightmare gig I did once in London, terrible gig I did once, on the day that England won the Rugby World Cup. Right, it was about 4.5 years ago now. All right. Let's not kick it off. It's fucking ages ago now, right? And besides which, it's rugby. Like, I couldn't give a thunder and fuck about rugby. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And probably a lot of people like that. In Ireland in particular, it's played by, you know, some fairly well-off guys from well-off schools. So frankly, if they lose, it's like, ooh, boo-hoo, rich kid. You know, it's difficult to get the emotion of, oh no, you'll have to go to your job in the city and cry now. But it is, you know, and besides, here's my major problem with rugby. Why is the ball pointy exactly? What, is that to introduce a fun, random element into it all? Oh no, the ball's going to bounce. Where's it going to bounce? Oh, it's gone mad! It's gone mad! It's just like a very muscular form of crazy golf. But I did a gig on the day that England won the Rugby World Cup about 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago now, and it was in a pub called the Bedford in Balham, right? And there's a very good comedy club called that. Very good, great pub, great club, right? This wasn't its finest hour, by the way, before we get too excited. I arrived out at 10 o'clock to do the gig, not knowing that the room was filled with people who'd been watching the rugby match since 9 o'clock that morning. There's a bit of a myth, by the way, that a bit of booze helps the comedy crowd along, right? A bit of booze is a window of opportunity, about 1 drink to 5 drinks. These people have been drinking for 13 hours by the time I arrived. They were so drunk, they couldn't remember the beginning of a joke when you got to the end. Which is unhelpful in what I'm trying to do, that I hit them with a punchline and they go, sorry, what? And you go, no, do you not remember a minute ago when I said I was allergic to rabbits? Did that go past? Do you not really remember that? They go, oh no, I didn't hear that. Oh, that would have been funny, yeah. So I'm standing in front of this crowd trying to do a gig, and it was tough, it was very tough. And I can mess around with people and I can have a bit of fun, and if worse comes to worse, I'll do my series of award-winning mimes. But this was not working. This was tough, and I got out of there, and I just kind of stood at the end of the room, cold sweat, just going, oh, that was horrible. And normally, if it goes badly, you don't hang around. You get out of there quickly. There's no way you want to hover and be in the venue where you just may have almost died, right? But I made an exception that night. I said, no, I want to watch the rest of this show. I want to see how the guy who comes on after me does. Because the guy who's coming on after me is a magician. Comedians hate magicians. I know you may not know this, but we can't stand magicians because they practice and practice and practice, and then they pretend that it's magic. That gets on my tits in a huge way, right? Oh no, where's the card gone? It's magic. No, you were lonely as a teenager and you practiced for hours. That's where the fucking card is gone, right? Concert pianists also practice for hours, but they don't go out on stage and go, Jesus, where is the music coming from? This is incredible. It's like it's flowing out of my hands. It's amazing. So this guy goes out, the magician goes out, goes to somebody in the front row with a pack of cards, fans out the deck of cards, like that. He goes, pick a card. And the guy picks a card, and he shows it to the crowd. It's like the 10 of clubs or something, right? And the magician takes the card off and makes it disappear. And then he makes the pack disappear. And then he launches into a standard issue magician horseshit bit about where have they gone? Are they here in another realm? Maybe they're taken apart particle by particle in a separate dimension. Shall we ever see them again? Ha, ha, ha. Oh, this kind of guff, right? This really irritating bit where they pad out the middle, right? During which time the audience, have completely forgotten not only that it was the 10 of clubs, but really that they were shown anything at all. So when the magician eventually goes round to his finale where he gets a melon, a fresh melon, and he opens the melon up, and from within the fleshy pulp of the melon, he withdraws this thing, which he unfurls, and oh my God, it's the 10 of clubs. The entire room just goes, ooh, melon. They haven't eaten in 13 hours. They're staring at this food, just drooling. Some of them are dying of scurvy at this stage, and now there's a source of vitamin C open on the stage in front of them. They're just looking at this going, geez, melon, oh, this is fantastic. Oh, is this what he does? Is this a buffet? Is this what he's going to do? Is he going to bring out more food? I wonder what's next. I hope it's chips. Oh, no, I got a bit of chips now. Chips. You have not lived until you've been at a gig where there's a magician trying to show off a soggy 10 of clubs that smells of melon to a crowd going, chip. And I'm at the back going, hee. Yeah.